I don't watch it at all on there. I just watch on here.
I watch Facebook and YouTube. Hold on a second.
We are live.
All
But
right.
there's your Tomb of Dracula.
Oh,
And I was like, I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones he needs.
it definitely is. Oh, here we go.
And I said it was only $10.
Nice. All right. Here we go.
Not one of the big dollar ones, but $10 to get you closer is worth it.
All right.
I have so many books for this.
We live?
Huh?
Are we live?
Like for us right now, because
Okay.
I've had 3 CGC submissions come in, plus everything I got from the con today.
Nice.
All right, so you and I were just talking for the guys popping in. This is my next CGC submission.
Nice.
84? Yeah, 84. This is first battle between Wakanda and Atlantis. So this is going to be a big book for Black Panther.
Yeah.
2 of these, if I figure out the angle, if you see they're pence variants. And then there's a One American 40 cent.
So for my CGC, I don't have those, but I have 2 ASMs going. It's ASM. Where are they at?
Oh, I'm back on whiskey this week.
I am too. I'm drinking George Dickel, bottled in bond.
I don't know what the fuck it is. Is Jack Daniels bonded? I don't know what that means.
Well, if it's like bottled in bond, I don't think they can.
That's what it says. Yeah.
Bottled in bond. Okay.
Yeah.
So that means that it had to meet strict guidelines for it to be able to say that.
Okay.
Next
it's
time
really good.
Next time we'll look it up, but it's man, let's see if it's on. It says bottled in bond act. See, it's on here on the side. Bottled in bond act of 1897 is an old law, but is important one to know. To be considered bonded, the whiskey must be from a single distillation season and distillery, and it must be aged for at least 4 years. So, because most whiskeys sometimes are blended, so that's why it's a single distillation barrel for at least 4 years, and it must be unaltered from its original character, except using pure water to reduce proof to 100 degrees. So
just a very specific process.
Yeah. And that's how you get a fairly consistent taste across the bourbon. The bottle and bottle. Nice.
There's another one I already showed Angel. He is running through a complete set of Tomb of Dracula, and you're only missing like a total of like 10 books right now, right?
5 now.
With
that one, it was 6. With that one, I think with that one, yeah, it's only 5 now.
So I was able to find this at the little show I went today. It's a pretty solid copy. So I know he's tracking them, and I've got the list of which ones he needs.
Thank you so much. Maybe 10, but yeah, I appreciate that.
I got a few books I'll be sending you this week.
All right. Who we got out there joining us today? What's up, Jonathan?
What's up, man? I don't think you've caught us in here before, have you? Yeah. Other than the one you participated in.
8 books. It's eight books. One of them being the big boy, the Tomb of Dracula number 10.
Yeah, that's gonna. Time's getting short on that, man, because he's coming back.
He is coming back, but I'll try to. I'll try to get it. Low grade is better than no grade, so I'll get one that I'm comfortable spending money on and stuff. So since the last time, let me go ahead and pull these out. I got these from Ultimate Comics. I usually buy a lot of runs from them, but I got the Chris Claremont Dark Phoenix Saga from them. So I got 129. There we go, 129.
Oh, you had that on layaway at first, didn't you?
Yep, 130.
Got it?
Yeah, I went and got it. The first appearance of Dazzler.
So many big books in that run.
Yeah, and I think this one has the first appearance of Kitty Pryde and the White Queen. This is the first cover appearance of the White Queen, Emma Frost. Hellfire Club. You know, the first solo Wolverine story where he just goes bananas. I got 3 copies of these of this issue. First appearance of Jean Grey as Dark Phoenix.
Nice.
First cover of Jean Grey as Dark Phoenix.
She looks so psycho on that cover.
It does.
Was that Byrne?
John Byrne. Chris Claremont and John Byrne. Probably one of, if not the best duo in comics ever.
I heard they hated each other.
Well, I mean,
but they work so well together.
Probably Chris Claremont's fault. Then this issue right here, and then the final issue, and then the local comic book shop, the owner at Dragon's Lair, gifted me this. It's a first print trade paperback of it. It's in super rough shape. It's falling apart, but it has an awesome cover by Bill Sienkiewicz on there. And so
I can't wait to show you some of these books I got. Some of the dollar books. You're going to be so amused.
And then, and because Randy has more, I'll go through mine real quick, man. So I picked up a full run of Squadron Supreme 1 through 12.
Hey, give us some comments, guys. Let us know who's in there.
Yeah.
I see 5 people watching, but I don't know who's out there. Say what's up.
Yeah. I picked up this issue right here, classic newsstand.
Oh, yeah.
The wedding issue, Peter marries Mary Jane. The cool thing about the newsstand is that they actually have different villains and different heroes, I believe, and Spidey's wearing the mask. Peter's wearing
really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
The direct edition, he's maskless in his costume, but just no mask. And I believe that the heroes in the are different. And then I'm a super sucker for these 2 books, Ghost Rider number 28 and 31, the Midnight Suns, first cameo appearance. No, this is their first full appearance. This is their first cameo appearance. And then I picked up I'm a huge like horror, 70s horror. So you got Dead of Night number 1, Beware, The Monsters Are Coming, Beware, Worlds of the Unknown, just real cool covers. Get the glare. I'm gonna fix that.
You gotta find the right angle.
Yeah,
with this reverse thing here.
Chamber of Chills. This Crypt of Shadows, which looks pretty cool. Journey into Mystery, but this is when they rebooted it, right? And
volume 2.
Yeah, volume 2. And then Vault of Evil. Werewolves are huge now. But those are the books I picked up since the last time we streamed. And then I appreciate you picking up that Tomb of Dracula number 9 for me.
Absolutely, man. You picked books up for me too. You got my J. Scott Campbell Rogue for me.
Yeah, and I got this one for you. So that will be going to the mail to you too soon. First.
Dope. Is that a
Failsafe? Yeah. Jimenez Failsafe. Chip Zdarsky's first issue of Batman, which is really good. Any Batman fans out there that are watching, y'all need to check out Chip Zdarsky's Batman run.
I got some cool stuff. All right, so probably so one of the funniest books, not funniest, but I just kind of find it funny. I got a 31 today also, and it's a newsstand. I don't know if that matters for this time frame.
It does. Okay. That's late 90s.
And it's like I got it for $5 to $10. I don't think it's a 9.8, but it's still a dope book.
Nice.
This is probably the big book. Wolverine 88. This is the first battle between Deadpool and Wolverine, and they fought a lot, but this is $30 to $60 in high grade raw, and I got it for either 5 or 10. It's weird because he had everything marked with the color stickers, and then he had the poster, and it said pink would be $5 to $10. So I'm like, I don't know which one it was, but I'll pay 5 or 10. I don't care. So.
Yeah, and they just homaged that cover. I believe it's next week's book release that comes out.
For which one?
Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's one of I can't remember who, but Wolverine's impaled on swords.
Yeah. So a lot of $3 books. So I got X-Force 11. I think it's the second Domino. because the first was number 2 or 6,
Yeah.
something. Because in 98 it was actually Copycat pretending to be
Copycat.
number
Yep.
1,
Yep. So
which is weird because she was pretending to be a character that hasn't even been introduced yet.
Yeah.
I'll pick up these holograms every time for a couple of bucks.
Yeah. You're a sucker for gimmick covers, man.
Oh, you know it. 291, right? Yeah, or 281. The new team,
Nice. Yep.
$3, and it's a good looking book. I haven't pulled them all out and really inspected them yet. I got a rebag and board. I picked up the X Factor Foil 100, of course. It is beat to shit on the spine, but I'm going to take it anyway.
Nice.
Probably the most important book in the history of comics is Zen Intergalactic Ninja #1.
I think I had that one, man.
This is so dope, man. I love the art and the chromium and everything.
Yeah, hey man, I think that story was so wild, man. If I remember correctly, man.
This is another one that anytime I see this, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah,
because you can always find them in dollar bins. It's criminally underrated. Another one of these, of course.
Yeah, hey man, that's a classic cover. Even though I hate that rendition of Wolverine, it's a cover, man.
With the giant,
yeah, smoking a cigar, so stealth, man.
Some of the slightly larger books, and I can't believe some of these. So I got Vision Scarlet Witch #1. I think greens were $10 to $15 books, so not bad. Vision #1 Director's Cut, and so the big one for this is first Vision, which is one of the characters I'm specking on. Now this is the Loot Crate reprint, obviously.
Oh, that's
I'm not picking up a $10 copy of this.
Yeah, that's
but
still
no,
nice.
It looks really good. I like it. $8 for a Booster Gold #1.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. That is nice. It's the first appearance of Whiplash, which, if you guys haven't seen the Suicide Squad, spoiler alert, he doesn't last very
Blackguard.
Blackguard. He doesn't last very long.
Now, I can't believe these were in there, especially today. These were, I think they were $10 books. Thor 1 and 2.
Oh wow! You know, those have taken a little bit of a hit, but it's still a great story.
Still not like books that should just be sitting there.
Yeah.
And then I've actually got this one right there, Suicide Squad 23, I think it is. Yeah, this is first Oracle.
Oh damn! Okay.
So I've got a 9.8 right there, and then I found a raw, and I think it was $5 or $10. So I'll snatch that up. So that was my not dollar books. And then here's another not dollar. $20 Planet Hulk run.
From the Secret Wars.
No, this is actual. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, Secret Wars.
Secret Wars Planet Hulk.
Yep. That's where I think they had Captain America and stuff like that. So yeah.
For these are all dollar books. Vigilante 2 through 11.
Wow.
For $1 each.
Nice.
Like, yeah, I snatched every one of them up. Okay, no, this is my favorite. You're gonna love it. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready, man. Nice, man.
This stupid fucking cover, man. Like, for no reason, they just have some random dude. It's a photo cover. And, hey. Oh man, but yeah, I'm getting that every time I see it. And then I'm still putting together my full 1 through 300. So there's a bunch of just not important but books I don't have for Uncanny X-Men just to kind of fill my run there.
Yeah.
And then I picked up this She-Hulk 159, the Jen Walters Must Die Part 1.
Oh, okay. Who's that? Is that Rocky? Facebook user? You have 3 of those photo covers?
Yeah, that's definitely Rocky. Scotty Young Rocket cover.
Yep.
I mean, I'll pick up any Scotty Young cover for $1. Champions #3. I pick up every Champions book I see.
Yep. it's a fun read, but it's definitely good spec.
Yeah, I've definitely read it all, but that's one of the reasons I get it, because it's all the characters that we're looking at. You got
Yep.
Nova, Ms. Marvel. I expect to see Amadeus Cho Hulk eventually.
Yep. Which
Riri's in there.
oh, hey, it's Jay.
Vision.
Hey, Jay.
It sounded like a Rocky comment. Just 3 random Silk books. I'll pick up Silk for $1 too.
Nice.
I got a lot of those.
Thanks for joining us, Jay.
And then I'm gonna pick up a foil Spider-Man book every time.
Every time.
Like this is pretty beat up on the spine. It's a flip book too.
Oh.
But for $1, another X-Force hologram. Actually, it's a twofer for $1, so 50 cents each. And then I told you about this already. I'm always picking up the Warlock Chronicles when I find them, especially in dollar bins. A couple more dollars. I have them, but I'm going to pick them up anyway. Is that 505? Yeah, 505. And then when he was getting new powers.
Yeah, I'm so
the electricity ones.
Because those powers, I don't know, man. They were trying to play.
This is a glow in the dark cover.
Might be.
It's got texture on it.
Then
these white spots. I don't know if you know about this one. I'm gonna expect you do.
Hey Jay, it's probably all of your different.
Well, you're in now, Jay. It's showing your name now.
No, yeah, but it's probably all his Facebook.
Yeah, you have so many alts. Heckler.
I don't know that one.
Huh. Yeah, it's look this one up. It's funny. Okay, it's like a parody of DC in DC. I actually heard about it first from Mint Hunter. He recently did a video where he talked about it when he picked it up. So I looked into it and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I want to check that out. And then I ran into it today. I'm like, sweet. Just 3 Snyder Capullo Batmans. They're in the dollar bins. I don't have all of them, so I'll snatch them up.
That's a great volume, man. It's a great read. That whole series, that their whole run is really good.
Yeah, and it's classic at this point. I love Capullo.
Yeah, and they introduced some really good characters, and expanded the mythos of Gotham. Still Batman, and then you did the Year One, which is not a 1-to-1 to the Batman, but is definitely an inspiration for how the Riddler did them.
Oh, Zero Year?
Yeah, 0 Year.
Yeah, it definitely borrowed from there.
Yeah.
Where Riddler took over the whole city and shit.
Yeah.
But every time I find it in a dollar bin, I'm getting it.
Hey, I love that book, and there's a silver foil, like an all foil one.
Really?
Yeah,
that's just screaming my name, man.
Let's see if I can find it, man.
3 Jokers was Jeff Johns. And he did Justice League during that time with Jim Lee, I believe. That led up to 3 Jokers.
And 3 Jeff Johns is, I think his best work was Green Lantern.
Oh, for sure. Like that entire run was so good because I did not care about Green Lantern at all until Jeff Johns took it. It Rebirth brought in all the mythos of all the different emotions and colors.
Yeah, but his what was his latest series, the one from Image? That one was pretty good too. Man, I can't remember. Let me see.
Remember Cage?
Oh yeah.
It was in the dollar bin.
Geiger.
Last dollar bin was a random Strange Academy number 13.
That's actually one of the covers everybody likes.
Yeah, the Unlucky 13 variant.
Yep. Unlucky 13 variant. Yeah.
And then I stopped by a used bookstore and picked up just 2 Wonder Man books because it's another one I'll buy all of them when I run into them if they're cheap. So
yeah. I was going to stop by Second and Charles on my way, but it started storming down here, so I was just like,
I've heard a lot of good things about that place.
It's awesome, man. It's a great place to. So they do have some weekly release books, but I go in there mostly because they have comics, but they have because people just, hey, I just want to take this in, drop it off, and so I filled a lot of my Thunderbolts run from Second and Charles. So,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that? What's BAM stand for again? It sounds.
Books a Million.
Oh yeah, Books a Million. Okay. There's another one that's kind of like Second and Charles, Half Price Books. And I ran. My mother-in-law lives in Troy, Ohio, and there's one in that area, Half Price Books, and I was in there for 2 hours just digging through stuff. And then see, have you read the new Punisher series?
What's that?
Have you been reading the new Punisher series?
I'm so behind on all my. I say this every damn stream. I'm so behind on everything. So I haven't read anything new in months because I'm still burning through the Jason Aaron Thor, and the hell else? I don't even remember.
Listen, the Punisher series, to include the Punisher War Journal, they're doing War Journal a little bit different than they were before. It's more fills in gaps, right? So it's not different stories of Frank Castle. It fills in gaps of the current run, like what he was doing that's not in the main title.
Like tie into it.
Yeah, but man, that Zeb Wells' Amazing Spider-Man and Chip Zdarsky's first issue of Batman. I haven't seen the Ram. I haven't gotten the Ram V Detective Comics yet, but I'm expecting good things of that one as well.
You got any CGC books lately?
No, not yet. I'm waiting on my CBCS books, and we'll unbox those after the GalaxyCon. Or
I had 3 CGCs come in since our last stream. The disappointing one, of course, you already know all the books, is the Black Panther 3s. 9.6 on them both. That brings it from like a $200+ book to $100 or less book. That's a big hit.
And but the good thing is that character is getting a push now from Marvel in the Black Panther series.
Yeah. I would not. I still think it's not crazy that he pops up in the new movie.
I don't think it'd be crazy either.
Because it would make sense that they want to kind of move in a new direction, so they bring in a new character. And then they're like, okay, we'll bring him in the comics. And then when he pops up in the movie, everyone knows who he is. And then we talked about a lot is I got my Strange Academy, the wraparound. I'm pretty sure it's a 1 in 10.
It is a 1 in 10. That's an
9.8 because I think you and I are both specking pretty heavy on Strange Academy.
Yeah.
So I've got 4 different number 1s. I've got a 1 Walmart variant that I'm waiting to come back from CBCS with both Ramos and Young signatures.
Okay.
I've got, and then I just sent a 4th print and another Walmart to CGC for Scotty Young. And then I got that one.
I got 2 going to CGC. Both, one is a 9.6-ish. I was going to send that one to get signed, but I decided to roll the dice and hopefully it'll come back a 9.8. And then the other one looked really good, so I believe it's a 9.8 candidate. And then those are my moderns, and so I was going to send it in for Scotty Young. And then there's one more, and I'm sending in the Invaders, the first appearance of Baron Blood. So, but Strange Academy is a great one.
So these ones are all PC ones. I know you know about them, but I don't know if you've seen them yet. Got my Werewolf by Night 37 with a custom label.
Nice.
It looks great.
Yeah. AJ, so is it the Scotty Store variant, or is it his regular one where Doctor Strange is pulling the kids out of the hat? Because there's 2 Scotty Young covers to Strange Academy number 1. Oh my gosh, that's, man.
These ones I all sent in. They were PC ones. I knew they weren't high grade contenders, but I wanted them slabbed with the custom label.
So I have that book. I need to send it in, but I got to send it in to somebody who can probably work a little bit of magic on the back. It's a high grade book, except for like a little piece of tape or something like that. Yeah, you're going to have to go into CBCS with it. because the signature wasn't witnessed by CGC. But that's a great book. I just sold my copy. It wasn't signed, but I sold my 9.8 copy for double what I paid for it. So I'm happy about that. So,
This one I'm really happy with. This is my third one for my PC. I didn't expect a 9.2, but guy who worked it did a really good job.
And you know what, man? That daggone label, man, is that custom label. Makes me kind of want to break out my 9.8, but I'm not going
Don't
to.
risk it. Go find another one, man.
I am. So I had my eye on a couple. There's another one. So I gotta find that one because man, oh man. That custom label's so nice.
Oh, here we go. And then the big one. The important one is our book.
Yeah, nice.
They all got 9.8s. They look so good. I really like this cover. The colors are awesome on it. So I got 6 of them. Ugh, I need to move some of these books. I'm cute.
Hey, Jay, sorry to hear that, man. So a lot of people have been saying that. I will tell you from experience that can happen at CBCS. And Randy actually had yours was CGC though, right?
Yeah.
After
one of my Grimm books. It was actually this one. Wait, god damn it. There.
Yeah.
It's got a little ding on the spine.
Yeah. But
after grading, because it's a 9.8, but it's got a ding on it.
Yeah. That wasn't there when he sent it in.
Metal.
That's the good boy, right?
Yep.
Nice, man.
Still trying to decide if I'm going to sell this or keep it.
Man,
that's a lot of dollars.
Yeah.
And it's a 9.8. It's the metal. I wasn't even sure.
Was it a Whatnot exclusive?
It was, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, this thing was $100 raw, and I won it. So I'm like, fuck, I'm slabbing that because metals are just cool. But and I think I asked you if they even slab metals because I didn't even know if they would or not.
Also, Jay, just knows that's awesome. That's a great book to have in 9.8.
There we go.
Yeah, the Something's
21
Ash can.
Yep. Wow.
Oh, that sucks.
You're just mixing your fucking books up.
That is okay. Did you email them about that?
Yeah, because they should refund you, I think, for sending you the wrong book.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a huge mistake.
And then here's the last one from that, because I still got a box of closets because there were 6 of them, but the last one's the Tiny Onion, Department of Truth. But this one's not for sale. Angel already claimed it.
Hey, I feel you, Jay. Sometimes. Yeah, I feel you, Jay. Sometimes you just got to take it. So also, if you guys, hey, Jay, if you're not reading Department of Truth, I think you should read it. I think you'd enjoy it. What's up, Elvis?
Elvis, what's going on?
I think you'd enjoy Department of Truth. It's a really good story.
I actually got through all of my books in half an hour.
Oh, look at that! So maybe we'll do it. So, hey, Jay, I'm telling you.
I told you Something is Killing the Children.
Okay, well, either way, both of them are really good.
Same writer, though.
Same writer. Department of Truth is what if every conspiracy theory turned out to be true, and it is a really good read. Now the art is jarring though, so if you think of like, man, I don't want to say Sienkiewicz because his art, it's that style of art, very loose stuff, but it's very psychedelic in some places. So you have to just you have to power through it, but once you power through it, you get used to it. It's a really good.
It's Mandalorian week.
Yep, Mandalorian. It's a really good read. I enjoyed it a lot.
We have most covers available. You
Yeah.
can claim here if you want. I'm actually going to start doing claims while we do these eventually.
And
For
then
sale, Boba Fett with 225, I think.
Yeah, 225 shipped.
I've actually got a Superman turntable here for $100. Record player.
And then Jay, are you reading Batman at all, or do you read DC at all? I know you usually don't.
He doesn't like DC. I've told
Well,
him that he needs to read that he would like.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got into it though.
The Zdarsky, his first issue. Ram V's doing Detective Comics, Dark Crisis. Yeah, we got extra copies. Raw, we got extra copies. Jay, I'll send you a PM. They are raw here. Look, there we go, right here with a Koa. All right, I got you, Jay.
When I saw this, I was like, "Why has he got the Punisher logo?"
I got you, Jay. Oh, and then AJ Spider-Verse. Did that come out already?
No.
Okay, so the new Spider-Verse is coming. There's man. But I gotta the FOC was already passed. Which one? Mandalorian? Oh, they're gonna. I wouldn't say milk, but I will tell you that I think it's a great vehicle for them to introduce older versions of like some of those Rebels characters, some of those
like Ahsoka.
Yeah, Ahsoka, and then introduce also through there some of the expanded lore, like Star Killers being rumored, stuff like that. So some of those guys who are, even though I don't know if, well, not because it's during the time of Darth Vader, so you could definitely get Darth Vader having a disciple somewhere through there, but that would break Sith law, right? So
I asked Jay that. He doesn't want to tell you.
So,
but I think Mandalorian's just a good show, though.
So I do too, and there's a lot of articles saying that if they have to get away from the Skywalkers to be able to push that, right? So, and I think you see that with the High Republic. Mandalorian showed some success. I know a lot of people didn't like the Book of Boba Fett. I think
you mean Mandalorian season 2.5?
Yeah, yeah. But I liked it because it showed a different side of Boba Fett. And let's be honest, unless you read the books and the expanded lore, all you knew of Boba Fett was he died in the Sarlacc pit. You know?
Yeah, he was supposed to be like a feared bounty hunter, but he always got his ass whooped.
Yeah.
Like he did not make a good showing in the Star Wars movies at all.
No, not at all. Yeah, so there definitely are, man, and I think shows like that, like Andor, is it? Yeah, Andor can introduce a lot of the expanded universe, which is what I believed was Marvel's or Disney's plan all along. Yeah, see, I didn't read a lot of the books, but I do know that a lot of the Boba Fett fans were upset because of the way he was depicted in the show versus the books. And if you watch the show, they immediately started after the Sarlacc pit, so it was just like doing that. But I think they got maybe 2 more seasons, man, and then Pedro Pascal is going to go on to do bigger and better things.
It's going back through the comments. Let's talk about The Boys. That was so good.
Listen,
Like
The Boys.
I've said it before. It's like I thought I was done being shocked by things on television, but they keep pushing the envelope without like going too far. Like I was afraid they were going to do that thing that Walking Dead started to do, where they were doing gore for gore's sake,
Yeah.
and just going for shock value, and it was just like too much. And I thought The Boys was going to do that, but then they just went. It was just such a good story. It was so well done.
So Jay, I'm going to assume you read the comics, or you read the comics. I will tell you that in this case, The Boys took what happened in the comics and elevated it to such a way that it surprises you. It's really good. This season is probably the best. It ended on a great note. And let me tell you something. It is really, really good. It's really good. Anthony Starr is Homelander. Jensen Ackles is Soldier Boy. Carl Urban is. Everybody in it was really good. Oh man, you're missing out, Jay. You're missing out. If you get a chance to read it, you should read it. It's really good. If you thought the show was pushing the envelope, the books just unhinged. But the books, and if you read the books, it won't spoil anything of the show. I believe the show is so much more different.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to one of the things I liked about Walking Dead was it like followed the books but changed enough that I still didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah. But another great show, Jay, if you haven't watched it, and I know Elvis didn't talk about it, is Miss Marvel. Don't let the haters detract you from watching that show. It's definitely geared toward a younger crowd, but it has, if I dare say, some of that young youth finding out that they're a hero, discovering who they are, some of that weird conflict.
That girl that plays Kamala is like adorable and is so good in the role. And she's a comic book scene where she's running through and dancing while getting her ice cream and everything. I'm like, this kid's so cute.
and she's a comic book fan because of the MCU. So like, if there's any story out there, it's, she was introduced to comics because of Iron Man. Through Iron Man, found Riri Williams. Through Riri Williams, found Kamala Khan, and ended up playing Kamala Khan.
She herself is a first-gen Pakistani Canadian.
Yep.
So it's very similar to the actual.
Yeah. So it was awesome. It's a great show. I like the vibe of it. It's not super action packed, but I think they told a really good story. If there is one criticism, but you're an episode behind, so this is not a spoiler, is that the 6-episode formula that Marvel is doing or Disney's doing for their shows hurts them a little bit, because the first two shows are usually kind of draggy a little bit, but it picked up really quick. I love the first I love the second episode of it, when they introduced the Avenger Con and the and all that stuff. So that was pretty quick.
And I also got to say, I think they could have done it a long time ago, but X-Men are coming. yeah. X-Men are coming. We were talking about that today in the book. So don't. I was waiting for him to like
crash your shit just yet.
What I really wanted them to do, and I think it would have been a perfect opportunity, was during WandaVision, when she said, "I know what you are. You're the Scarlet Witch." But when she said that, I was waiting for her to say, "You're a mutant."
Yeah.
That was a spot. You just say, "I know what you are. You're a mutant."
Yeah.
Because she was all like, the Tesseract unlocked something that was already in you or something like that, you know?
But you know what's crazy though is at the time that they had already changed the Scarlet Witch's history within Marvel Comics.
In the comics?
Yeah, so which is weird because Hickman did it. Motherfucking Hickman.
Yeah, I don't read Hickman.
Because Hickman also, I know we both don't like Dan Slott's writing. I really don't like Slott's writing in Fantastic Four. I don't like what he did there for the 48 months that he was there, the 4 years he was there. However, I have to say this because it's not what he did to Franklin Richards was he was pressured by Hickman and Marvel to do that to Franklin Richards for a number of reasons.
Which one? The one where he's a mutant?
Yeah, where they took away his mutant status.
Oh, they did? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So in the story, and I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna spoil it because it's a horrible fucking plot twist.
Yeah,
but
I'm not gonna read it.
There was they tried to hype up X-Men versus Fantastic Four because and because they established the island of Krakoa. Franklin was a mutant, so the X-Men showed up to kind of offer him citizenship.
Yep.
Reed was found out to be even a bigger dick than he's already.
Yeah, I read most of that in the X-Men.
Yeah, he is where he put a inhibitor chip into Franklin to keep his powers in check, right? And so Franklin was about to jump ship, but then Charles Xavier essentially told him, "Oh, you're not a mutant. Your powers aren't due to a gene thing, and you only made yourself to you reality warped yourself into being a mutant."
That's dumb.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. It's so bad. It was so, and he caught so much shit, and he tried to say it wasn't his call, but any goodwill he had just went out the window with that. So, but he's leaving, so I might add Fantastic Four back to my pull list.
Who's picking it up?
I don't know yet, but hopefully it's a better story. Yeah. No, yeah, Dan Slott, and I have a relationship.
He had a couple moments here and there, but
yeah.
I mean,
I liked what he did toward the end of. I like what he did somewhat in Superior Spider-Man and kind of showing a perspective of somebody occupying Peter Parker's body. And
if I'm not mistaken, Spider-Verse is all because of him.
Yeah, Spider-Verse is because of Dan Slott. So
I mean, but broken clock's right twice a day. Showing this off a little more. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, and then that is beautiful. And then Hickman is the same way.
Who said what's up? It just says Facebook user.
I think that might be Rocky. I think that one might be Rocky this time.
No, he didn't say anything smart, so.
I mean, Chris did one.
Amazing Spider-Man. It was either $7.99 or $800, where Doc Ock actually took over. That was a good issue.
It was,
and I really like the. I cannot remember her name. The Superior Spider-Man's love interest in that story.
Oh,
like that was a good character.
Yeah,
and I thought there was some good character development with Doc Ock as Superior Spider-Man.
And they flushed it down the toilet.
But overall, yeah, I don't like Dan Slott.
Sensations 6? No, I don't think Sensation 6 is.
Okay, that's Rocky.
Yeah, so I think they utilize Sensational 6 is kind of cool. That would be cool. Sensation 6 sounds like Magic Mike. but I think everything that that Superiors they flushed it away. They took the Kindred story.
Nick Spencer.
That was who was that?
Nick Spencer, I think.
Yeah, and Ryan Otley, I think, did the or Bagley.
I
think Otley did some of that. Some of that artwork. So yeah, I mean, but that always happens though, Jay. Whenever you introduce a well-established character like Harry Osborn in this case, and then try to rewrite you try to retcon some stuff by saying it was always this guy in the shadows doing some stuff. So
Yeah, those never really work.
yeah, very few writers are able to pull that off, and usually they just take a bit of it. They don't try to tie that. They don't try to tie that thread all the way across. Like Donny Cates when he did Venom and expanded and brought Null, he
Yeah,
did a real good thing by going back to this one point in time that was essentially quote unquote throwaway for
yeah.
Gore, right?
I was throwaway. That's what I was going to say too.
Yeah, a throwaway, and said, no, 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 he's been around since back then, right? Or this is his origins, and kind of did that and built on that. And this planet of the symbiotes wasn't even really a planet; it was a prison, you know. So
Oh, also, great job retconning that bullshit that Bendis did. I
yeah,
love Bendis. I love Bendis. He's written so many great things, but I fucking hated that book in Guardians of the Galaxy where he's like, "Your symbiote's broken. We're all happy. Here, I fixed them. Fucking rainbows and puppy dogs now." Like, what the fuck was that, dude?
yeah, that was pretty bad. But
just to expand a little bit, what Angel's talking about here is from the Donny Cates Venom run, the big bad in that for years that he built up to was Null, the King in Black, the one who created all the symbiotes, and he I guess retcon.
he retconned, yeah, he retconned it.
Back to Jason Aaron's Thor run with Gore the God Butcher, where Gore got the Necrosword when he found two gods. One appeared dead, and the evil one that was black, and the one in golden armor was still alive, but he was stabbed with the Necrosword, and he was asking Gore to help him, and he was like, "Where were you when I needed help?" And he picked up the Necrosword and finished him off. But you never saw the other god because he's like in armor and all that, right? The one in black. And then in Venom, I don't remember which issue it was. He went back to that and showed that it was actually Null,
Yeah,
because he kind of took those panels, but then like pulled back the helmet, I guess you'd call it, and it was Null. And he was like, "Oh, I was lost back then. I didn't know my place, but now I'm a badass."
so he kind of did, but that wasn't Donny Cates. Man, I can't remember who wrote that story, but that wasn't Donny Cates. Um, Mr. E, because that was Mr. E back then. Mr. E. So I'm looking it up now. But that was not Donny Cates. That was
Those are my dollar books.
oh, where is it? Yeah, so that was retconned by King and Symbiote's King in Black, who wrote that. Oh man, where you at? Peter David. Peter David retconned that where he said Mr. E was actually a symbiote.
Still can't believe I picked this up.
Yeah. But so I mean it's still a really good way of doing it. But back to what I think we were talking about Slott fucking shit up. No, I don't. I think Kate said it wasn't his idea, but I know Peter David did pull on that string because Cates never even used Mr. E in his main story. He was only in the symbiote Spider-Man story for a little bit over there. So, but yeah, that was kind of cool, and that caused the comic book market to go a little crazy over that book. But the other cool thing that Cates did was, essentially bring full circle.
It was for me today, man. Did you not see what I went through at the beginning here? I got some dope books, man.
Man, that's messed up, man. You just asked a question.
Sorry, I got distracted. Man, Booster Gold #1 for $8. I got Yeah, I might have, but I also tell you that there a lot of vendors like to hold books for the second day. I don't know if that's what's going to happen here because there's only like 5 vendors with comics. There's a lot of things like pops and Pokemon cards and stuff like that. Um,
Oh,
but I mean, even if you bought nothing for $11, if you're just going there to like hang out with some nerds, look at some
talk about
books.
talk about nerd shit. I forgot to show this.
Oh yeah, that's going to take a minute, man.
Yeah, I picked up the Optimus Prime Lego set. This one's mine. So this one,
We've got the Venom I bought for Tristan last year when I was in Germany.
that's all. Yeah, it's. I'm gonna put that together. Then there's an NES set that I want to buy and put together. Do that. So
Did you just get in here, Davis? Were you not here before?
yeah, he just got in here.
Because got one of these for you. 9.8 slabbed, pretty.
And then see who else did I just ordered Ed Brubaker's Reckless series. I want to read that again. I'm back on my good writing. Not good writing because Brubaker can be off sometimes, but
You love Brubaker.
that no, I do. I think his Captain America run is the best. But I like that crime noir, so I'm back on that.
Did you ever read Powers?
I did.
That first volume 1 was so good.
Listen, if there's ever an indie comic that's out there waiting to be made into a daggone show, and it fits that Law and Order,
Well, they actually did a show, right?
yeah, and it sucked.
I never watched it. It was on PlayStation, but
Yeah, it sucked ass. They need to grab it back and do it, man.
Because Bendis did that, and he also did Sam and Twitch.
Yeah,
and like those, like you said, like the street level. I'm a cop and I'm investigating superpowers. It's so perfect for TV.
yeah,
Because it would be easy to film. It's low budget because it's not actually about the superheroes.
Yep.
You don't need much of the CGI and shit. Like just the first arc, who killed Retro Girl?
Yeah,
like
it's so good, man. And
season 1, man, it's right there.
Yeah,
don't change shit. Just do that story.
And you can, and it's very and you can get true detective-y with it, right? You can get that very warpy type of thing with it, and that's why I was so looking forward to like Gotham Knights and all this other shit. And then you're like,
that's what I thought Gotham was going to be.
Yeah, and then they fucked it up.
Yeah, they went way off the rails. Like season 1, I actually liked it, and then they were just like,
I hated it. I hated season 1. I hated everything about Gotham.
Really, I actually liked season 1 because I thought the shining point for me was the dude who played Penguin. Even though he was tall and skinny, he was great in the role.
That character was awesome. That guy was awesome. There were spots in there, but what I hated about Gotham was it took the idea by that was introduced by Christopher Nolan in his Batman movies, and I believe I can't remember where else, and just made Jim Gordon and essentially into Harvey Bullock, who's willing to accept anything and whatever, and to be crooked as fuck type of thing.
Like it just wasn't him,
right? And that's what
his wife was like a loose version of fucking Harley Quinn or something.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you dirty motherfuckers. Like you took the one. This is me being a fanboy, but you took Jim Gordon, who was constant across the board, right, as being kind of this. He was in the gray area, but he was more good guy than bad. Would put others before himself, and that's not the Jim Gordon you got in Gotham.
Yeah.
The Jim Gordon you got in Gotham was all about himself and surviving, and that came out to be more like Harvey Bullock than Jim Gordon.
Now, speaking of the new Batman, I thought Jeffrey Wright was awesome as Jim Gordon.
He was. I like that. Hey, I'm telling you right now, Jay, that movie, people hate on it. If they want to hate on it, if they hate on it, it's because they didn't watch it, or, or they don't completely understand, or at least to me, this is me, and I will die on this hill. They were enthralled by the dumbed down version of Batman that we got in Michael Keaton's Batman, somewhat, and
Mass murdering Michael Keaton Batman.
yeah, and Christopher Nolan's I'm a ninja with techie type shit. Batman. This, you know, the Batman that we got in the Batman is
He's the
probably
world's greatest detective.
yeah, and let me tell you, it's a crime noir. It's really good. If it weren't for the trailers, it would have been a great thriller to find out who the killer was and how they were tied together and all that stuff.
Don't mind me. I got a gnat flying around. You're not going to see it on screen. I'm going to be like a crazy person batting at it.
I mean, it's a
I love that movie so much.
You know, they have to show where he's doing that, and it was only essentially look at it as like Batman Year 2 because that's what it said in
yeah,
the book.
I do agree about touching the surface, but I think that was on purpose.
Yeah, and I like the way they showed that. Not only was it Year 2 by the Notebook, but it showed that he had built a relationship, with Gordon, with the police, had a reputation already established, already put a daggone psycho and who we believe to be the Joker into Arkham Asylum. So I think
I just hope they stay away from Joker for a bit.
I hope so too. I hope
there's so many awesome villains in Batman. Like even Jay will say like he hates DC, but he'll admit all day that Batman has the best villain stable that there is.
Well, hey man, Sherlock Holmes was considered the world's greatest detective, but he got a lot of shit wrong.
Yeah, I love the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock. I don't know if you watch that.
Yeah, love it,
So
man.
good.
It's so good.
I hope they do another one.
I mean, they're going. I think you're going to see how good he is, but I don't think what you'll see with they showed it, but they kind of broke it down with this one where he knows best, right? You saw that a lot in the Nolan.
Yeah.
You saw that a lot in the Nolan Batman, and he had glimpses where he was like, "Oh well, that's why I gave you this technology, Lucius. I trust you, but he came up with all this shit to like essentially spy on motherfuckers, And the same, and it was the same with the Tim Burton Batman. We're not going to talk about Joel Schumacher's Batman, but the Tim Burton Batman was the same way. He thought he knew best, type of thing. And if you look at Zack Snyder's Batman with Batfleck, it was very much the same way. In Batman v Superman, he thought he knew best. Then they had that sharp turn, and then Warner Brothers stepped in and said, "Lighten them up." And then you got the Justice League Batman, which
but that's really Batman's character. It's like he fucking destroys everyone around him.
Yeah,
because it's fucking his way or the highway.
He's toxic as fuck, man.
And there's so many great stories between him and Dick Grayson about that. And when he comes back as Nightwing, and then like says something, he's like, "Fucking same Bruce, still being a dick." Fucking.
Hey Jay, so if you really want to read, I know you're not a DC guy, but read the Batman, the Murphyverse Batman. I think that Sean Murphy isn't necessarily tied
Beyond
to
the White Knight.
Yeah, I mean the entire story with three Jokers, though. It was more, and I'll have to reread it, but it did show that I think it showed that part of Batman where they tried to that one where they made the case that Batman should have killed the Joker, right? Because a version of the Joker created Jason Todd. A version of the Joker put Barbara Gordon in a wheelchair and stopped her from being Batgirl.
Plus all the people that Joker's killed since then.
Right. So I think Jeff Johns was trying to play with that idea. I don't think he stuck the landing with three Jokers, but I do like the fact that they they essentially solidified who he was. But I think they're bringing him back in some damn in this one with Chip Zdarsky. I think he's going to touch on it a little bit more.
Yeah, well, like you were saying, they canonized Killing Joke.
Killing Joke, yeah.
And it's one of those things like Batman always knew who Joker was, but there was always something off and that he was missing, and he couldn't fucking figure it out. And that's where the whole three Jokers thing came in.
Yeah.
And then I like that it's back to one, but it really gives you a lot of explanation of like all of the Jokers and the origin. And you'd have the one who's like, he said, every time I remember it differently. But that's because there were different ones.
Yeah.
So when we were talking about retcons before, like, I think this is one that just works all the way down the line because it's so open, because there's multiple ones. You don't know which fucking one it was.
Yeah. And, you know, and because as much as I liked Snyder and Capullo's run, their death in the family way of what they made Joker essentially being a fucking immortal, I was like, oh my gosh, come on, stop it. But they were introducing dark metal, or, you know, whatever, that the unofficial Crisis event, you know. So
one thing I loved about that and Death in the Family is at the end where everyone kept insisting that like Joker figured out who they were and this is a big problem and all that. And he's like, no, that's not how he works.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you talking about? And then he told the story when he went to see him as Bruce Wayne. And like Joker was just like a vegetable. He did not give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, because he was all about Batman. And I thought that was just a really cool part of the story to show how like really psycho Joker is.
Yeah.
And Bruce Wayne's like, here I am. And he's like,
yeah. So
I don't fucking care.
Yeah. I want Batman. Yeah. But it's and that's why I like the Murphyverse one, because Sean Murphy touched that on in his first volume, right, where he was like, you know, we are two different sides of the same coin. You know, my relationship with you drives who I am, and this type of guy. So the Joker's a great villain. Batman, hopefully they stay away from him a little bit in the movie.
Yeah, he needs a rest.
The next movie, but and introduced something else.
I will say there's one way I would love to have Joker back is if you did three Jokers and brought like the kid from Gotham and like fucking Joaquin Phoenix and
you know, Warner Brothers having too much fun, man. I think
and Jared Leto, that one.
I think Jared Leto didn't get his due in that movie, man.
I'd love to see the Ayer cut, because like he said, this is the thing. I think you and I have talked about this. He said that his movie was never intended to be a comedy. If you watch the first trailer, you see that's a drama, and it's about character development, about like people overcoming and like et cetera, et cetera. Kind of a trope, but anyway. And he said that after Deadpool was so successful, they're like, we need to make it a comedy. So they reshot like 40% of the movie and like beat it into a comedy. And that's why it seems so like it doesn't work. Like it seems so scattered. And people, I think Jared Leto's kind of a shitty person anyway, because like that whole thing about Morbius where he stayed in character, go to the bathroom and take him like half an hour. But I still think that his Joker was unfairly shit on because of like the tattoos. But how I always saw the tattoos was like the things you would see in a comic. Yeah. Like he would have ha 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 written on them. But if you look at a comic panel, it would say ha 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 right here in that same way. And they just put it on him instead of like on the screen. And I thought that was really cool.
I like the way he kind of was portrayed in there. To your point of, you know, I honestly think I think the Jared Leto being a prick, you know what you're getting with Jared Leto when you're doing, you know it, you know it. And so it's kind of weird that people want to shit on him for being a method actor, but you know that's the Jared Leto you're getting. When you sign Jared Leto, you know he's going to roll around in a wheelchair all day because
not all of the people who work there really have a choice in that.
Right.
Like the cameraman, they're just
no.
But there was I don't remember which actor it was, and it was funny. He was like, you never hear about method actors when they're playing really nice guys.
Right. But I think his Joker got a bad shake, like you said, because of the way he was presented, right? In that thing. But in that first trailer of the Suicide Squad, of Suicide Squad, he seemed menacing as shit, right? And like hanging over Harley Quinn, all that stuff. I think they got the relationship between Harley and him really like spot on, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
one way, abusive as fuck.
And then her story arc
Yeah.
into Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad 2. I mean, it was just really well done.
Yeah. But hey, read Murphyverse, Jay. If you get a chance, if you feel like diving into some DC, read Murphyverse. I think you'll like it. It's one of my favorite Batman titles or Batman kind of continuity type stuff going on right now. It's going on, so it's pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. Punisher, Jay, if you're not reading it, read Punisher. The new Punisher is good. The other one that I'm reading Spider-Man. That's good. As much
How's
as
the art?
Yeah, Oh, talking about art. So I remember Daredevil #1. So and also Daredevil, the new Chip Zdarsky volume of Daredevil. Let me tell you something. Chip Zdarsky he's nailing it, man. He's nailing it. But did you get the Ramita cover to that? That's you probably
I don't
did.
think so.
So I almost bought
this is the A cover, right?
That's the A cover.
And then the other one was the Momoko.
Yep, and the Ramita was an orderable cover as well.
Yeah, this Momoko's dope.
Yeah, it's Momoko. Yeah, it's dope. It's a dope cover. She got a new Demon Wars coming out too. But the Ramita cover, I actually have the print of the Ramita cover. So it's Marvel reused an old John Romita Jr. fucking print to do a cover for Daredevil #1. Like, oh, come on, man. Like,
is that like how Mike Turner keeps putting out covers every year, even though he's been dead for like 10 years?
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's Tupac of comic covers.
And then there's one more. Man, who's the other one that does covers where you're just like floored? But yeah, Mike Turner's the one where I'm like, how the hell did he do that? And I don't know.
Speaking of artists who do covers where you're floored, can't tell you yet, but we do have another exclusive coming soon.
We do.
I think we said it last time. We've seen the preliminary sketches that are being submitted to said company for approval, and they're pretty dope. So we're really looking forward to that.
We're really looking forward to it.
I can't wait to tell you guys what it is. If you didn't know, because we are like Side Hustle Small Time, we are super picky about anything we get into for exclusives, because there's a lot that are going through in these groups we're in, and we're just like, we don't even discuss a couple of them because we're like, no, there's nothing we can do with that. Why would we even get in on that? But so it's if we're getting in on something, it's a really cool book.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that we've decided this is the one we need to throw our money in on. So this will be our second one, and I think I'm more excited about it than the first one.
So this one, what drove us to this one, to be honest, was the artist. The author, the writer, James Tynion IV. And when you read the synopsis of The Closet, you just thought, okay, hey, this is going to be great. And then when you read the book, it's a great read.
I've got two over there too, and I haven't read it yet.
You need to read it.
I told you I'm behind everything. Fucking so behind.
And so with this one, it's a great writer, great artist,
great cover artist.
Great cover artist.
And it just hits on all points.
We can't wait to share it with you. It's one of those books where, again, reading the synopsis, it's kind of taking something and turning it on its head a little bit, or expanding the idea, which are always the type of books and stories that make other people do certain things, right? And other companies. Have you read? Well, you probably didn't because you're behind, but you should read Dark Crisis. Dark Crisis.
No, I've got that over there too.
Yeah, Dark Crisis is a pretty good read. There's a lot of good reads out there. I've been reading probably 50. I've been reading Independence, stuff like that. I've stopped reading AWA. The only Boom title I read is Something's Killing the Children. I need to get back into some of those other ones, but AWA and Source Point Press captured my attention for a little bit. Now they've lost it. I'm back to the big two, and so it's a good time, man. Some real good writers, some really awesome artists coming back. I love the fact that George Jimenez is back on fucking Batman. I was missing his art, so he's really dynamic. And Jay, to your comment of toxic Batman, I think you will love Chip Zdarsky's where I think he's taking Batman into the future.
Starts at 125. That just came out last week, I think. Or the week
before last. So
you can probably still find it at your LCS.
Yeah, last week they released the acetate cover that was behind, which is a cool cover. I didn't pick it up, but it's still a cool looking cover. And then Moon Knight, the new Moon Knight series. They just wrapped up the second arc, and I think they're starting a new arc with issue 13. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
This is 13.
Yep.
This just came out this week.
Yep.
And there's that dope Punisher logo. And you're right. I need to get that sticker and put it on my truck just to piss off all the right people.
Yes. And Randy, I'm telling you, you need to read the Punisher. So you need to read.
Well, that's my copy right there. I'll get to it.
So
I have about 150 books in my to read box. Like I'm gonna have to get a second fucking box of my to read.
Yeah. So, So definitely read it. I think you'll like it. You'll definitely love it. I gotta go back. I'm gonna go back and reread. What was it? I had it written down, but it was I think it was the Dark Phoenix saga. I'm gonna reread that. I gotta reread the Eternals because I read
the original.
No, the Karen Gillan Aesop Ribic, the latest one.
Because they were bad things about it, but I love both Gillan and Ribic.
Yeah.
So
they were bringing some stuff up that happened during the run that I missed. So I gotta catch that back up.
All right, we're over an hour, dude.
All right.
Before I sign off,
everybody, thanks for joining us.
For sale.
Yep.
For sale.
And also check out our eBay store on Shortbox. We have an ASM 129 listed.
For sale.
We have those books listed. And Jay, I'll DM you for raw copy of our book of The Closet. And if you know anybody else who may want one.
And I know I've been light on whatnot lately, but it's because I've been trying to set up some other stuff. But I'm going to be working on getting back into that this month. And I've got a few themed sales set up. One I'm looking forward to is the Power Rangers when Death Ranger comes out.
These will be for sale soon. First Jane Foster's Valkyrie. So, but hey, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Unboxing. Our next stream will be probably the end of the month after GalaxyCon. So we'll have some more CBCS and CGC unboxings and some con pickups. All right. Hey, everybody, have a good night.
Cheers.